It's the Joel Shit Show featuring Joel Shit. Hi, welcome to the Joel Shit Show. I'm your host, Joel Shit. So, you like this backdrop? It's just like when you watch TRL with Carson Daly and they show Times Square. The kids still watch TRL with Carson Daly, don't they? I mean, he was Josie and the Pussycats. Clearly, he's, a thing. So let's see, woke up early, went to Starbucks, girlfriend dropped me off at the airport. There was a line at security, but it was only like 15 minutes. But I have my iPod Touch now, so I played Trism the whole time, no problem. Get through security, get to the gate, find a seat with an outlet. So I plug it in the computer, and I say, boy, this wireless card's working all right, but it's a little slow. That's okay. So I price some cards and check out my cards and whatever. And then I get a text message, and I look at my phone. It says the flight's been delayed for 2 hours, and it's like 10 minutes before they were going to open the gates. The reason it said was no crew. Never mind the rain, no crew. So then, a minute after I read that, they make an announcement on the intercom, and it's like, well, I guess being reminded twice isn't a bad thing. Oh, and on the way up to the airport, there was a gate change, and then they changed it back to the original gate. But then when I got there, it was the gate they changed it to, but they didn't tell me on the text message again. Maybe they noticed that I'd checked in, so they knew they didn't have to tell me anymore. I don't know, because even then, the last gate they told me didn't match what was on the ticket, so how did they know? I don't know. So, let's see. I said, well, I guess I'll get something to eat, so I went to the food court and bought one of those sourdough bread bowls with soup in it, because I'm a sucker for those things. And it was like $8, but I didn't care. So I had breakfast in the bag. So, go back, plug my thing in, everyone's kids are running around, and it's like, when your flight's delayed, it's like a license to no longer watch your children, because this is bonus time. It's like injury time in soccer. It doesn't count. It's extra time you're in the airport terminal waiting for your plane to take off. These hours do not exist. So the kids are running around unsupervised, tripping over things, because there's lots of things to trip over in an airport terminal, of course. And, hooray for the kids. More pricing, I check out my cards. Man, the site's just so slow yesterday. And finally, get on the plane, and I go to plug my headphone jack in, and oh, that's right, there's nowhere to plug my headphones in, because it's not, Virgin or JetBlue or anything. It's United Express. SkyWest Airlines, keywords. So, I guess I will not be listening to anything, so again I have my iPod Touch with me. This thing is pretty fucking useful. Plug it in and I'm listening to my music, and at the same time I am playing Trism. So the plane lands and we sit in whatever it's called for like 10 minutes, and we get out and let's see, get to the shuttle, go to the car rental place, and remember I'm 2 hours late. Go to the counter at Payless, and there's this giant sign that says cars available. I'm like, well, whatever, it's a Sunday, of course there's cars available. And there are cars available, but not mine. Because I made a reservation, even though I already paid for it, the car's gone. Because they rented it to someone else. They said, oh, you didn't call to tell us you would be late. I was like, why would I know to do that? I'm willing to admit that I'm stupid about this. It seems that I should have known that I would not be able to keep my reservation. So I've learned this lesson. Fine. So the smallest thing they have is a Civic or a Corolla, which is $10 a day extra, plus all the fees. So it's like $45 extra for the 3-day trip. But there's not much I can do about it now. Although, I bet you if I had gone online and made a reservation online somewhere right then and there, then I could have gotten a car cheaper. And that's what I should have done. I didn't think about that. I don't have the Gordon in me that some Gordons do. So, plus I was kind of excited to have a Civic, I have to admit. Even though I had to pay an extra $15 a day and more for gas, because this is a bigger car, it's nice to have a car that I know will let me down, except the steering column is wonky, especially when it's cold out. That car has seen better days. Someone did something to it, so I need to let them know. You have free roadside assistance. It's included in the rental. Oh, thanks. Man, they are getting so pushy with the damage collision waiver and putting gas back in the tank. She's like, do you want us to refill the tank? He's like, no, I'll take care of it. She goes, oh, but it's $2.74 a gallon, but it's $3.19 if you do it. And I think, yeah, but I may not use the whole tank of gas. It's like, are you implying that I don't know math? Do you know who you're talking to? So I get in the car and I go to the Gambler's Bookshop. No, it's the Gambler's General Store on Main, because the Gambler's Bookshop is closed on Sundays. And I need an American Casino guide because I left mine at home. But she gave me 15% off, but still $17 more I didn't want to spend. That's the theme of the day. So I get the book, go to the Encore, check in. They don't usually have a line to check in, so they're not set up for it. So this guy, this usher's like, just kind of stand there, and then when someone leaves, it's like a pig, a mother pig and her piglets, right? Where all the piglets are sucking on the pig's tits to get their milk, and then when they're done, they walk away, and then you, the new piglet, have to go in and take the next available teat. It is also like the urinals at a football game or a baseball game, where there's this trough, and then a line of guys, and guys are just kind of arbitrarily standing somewhere and looking for that open spot. But there are open spots, but you don't want to stand right next to someone. We'd be so much more efficient if we did not have such homophobia. For crying out loud, pee next to somebody else. You don't need your own, like, third of a trough. The world doesn't work that way. So, at any rate, check in. Carl from Carl's Cards is in town. We're going to meet at Arizona Charlie's Boulder for dinner, because I have comps to use, and they have buffet. Hooray, buffet. So, I head down Desert Inn to Boulder Highway, and I'm there. And they weren't there yet, and I didn't have my phone with me because the battery was dead. It was back here charging, because at least that works, unlike a certain, what am I thinking of? A certain computer I'm staring at right now, stupid wireless card. I shouldn't be here to be on the internet anyway. I'm supposed to be on vacation. So, at any rate, get there, and so I play 9-6, jacks are better. And I turn the 100 into 195 before they get there. And we eat, and we catch up, and I meet his wife. And very exciting stuff. And then afterward we go to Caesars, because they had to put some points on our friend Brad's card. Because at Harrah's, if you don't play at least once every 6 months, all your points disappear, which is rather draconian, but that's the way they are. They also used to put out this catalog of things you could get for redeeming your points, but yet they would make it so you had to use your points for everything, so you could never save up your points. So they finally figured out the folly of their ways, but the way they answered that, which addressed that, was to get rid of the catalog. Wrong answer. So I played $5 9-6 jacks or better, because that's the lowest denomination they have for that game. Not very hard to find in most casinos, but Caesars, it's a different story. And I actually got a $3,700 coin in. I got up to $525 or $500, and then, you know, 25 bucks a hand. I mean, that doesn't take long. So all gone. So that was $100 I lost. And so then they left. I went back to the hotel room, and I had to go back to Arizona Charlie's Boulder to finish the 195. But I said, you know what? I'm going to use my Casino Royale coupons first, because I can walk there, and it's just going to get colder. It's like 35 degrees out and kind of snowing. It's like flurries, but like shitty flurries. I'd show you, except there's nothing to show. But if you look on the mountains, you can tell it's been snowing. So I walked to Casino Royale, and I got my coupon sheet, and I got $20 for slot play and a bunch of other coupons I'm not going to use. And they got rid of their 2 times and 3 times points times of the day. Now they have random, mega bonus point things up to 100 times, which sounds exciting. And so I'm playing, and after about 2 or 3 minutes, it's like, it's time to have extra bonus points. And it spins this cartoon wheel, and it comes up 75 times. It's like, oh my God, 75 times, woohoo! So I'm playing 5 times, or 5 play 25 cent 85 bonus poker. And so I figured it's got to be positive now, so I'm playing as fast as I can. No mistakes though. I got straight flush, a couple 4 of a kinds, but it's 5 plays, so I mean, you know, I'm not really getting anywhere. And then I got like 13,000 bonus points. And I was like, oh man, this is great. And like 2 hands later, you know, I'm playing slowly again, and then it says, oh, bonus points, your mom, So it spins the wheel, and it's 100 times bonus points. I'm like, you know, that's nice, but that shouldn't be. Maybe it's because I'm new, but that doesn't seem right. So I play really hard, and I get like 16,000 bonus points. And then I only like 1 4 of a kind. In the game itself, I'm running out of money now, right? Then it starts another one, like a hand later, another 100 times bonus points. I'm like, there's something wrong here. So I play till I run out of money, cash out. I have 40,000 points now. Woo! Go to the counter. I say, hey, I just have a question. And it's not, what am I doing with 40,000 points? And she's like, oh, 10,000 points equals $1. And you can hear the record stop, you know. So basically, if you play when there's 100 times points, then it's like a normal cashback on any other slot club, and the rest of the time it's crap. So it's really not that exciting, and it's simple math. Did you reduce the fraction to lowest terms? No. 100 times points, but it takes 10,000 points to get $1 in free play, then really it's no different than having normal points and having 100 points equal $1 in free play. Why not just do that? So I played my $4 in free play, and I left. Minus 98.20, so I got $1.80 back on my $4 in free play, and I was done. So I went back to Encore, got in the car, started to snow a little bit, but not much. Drove to Arizona Charlie's Boulder, played the 195 plus another 5 because I'd cashed it up to 200. So I just put 200 in, I got down to 5, and I said, alright, I'm done. This last 5, if I get it to 100, because I didn't want to cash out $5 and wait in line just to get $5, because at the beginning of the month, people are in line cashing their paychecks. I'd already been in that line earlier, and I cashed in the 195, didn't want to do it again. So, the $5, last hand, full house. Another full house. Got up to 100 bucks, said, alright, fine. I'll cash out for 100 bucks. So I only lost $95 at, no, that's not right. I came in with 195 and I cashed out 100, but I actually had the 100 earlier. So let's see, I was plus 95 and then I was minus 100. So I was minus $5 at Arizona Charlie, so that was nice. Then the next place I had to go to was the Bighorn up in North Las Vegas, and I never win there, and today was no different. I had $10 match play at the table, and I lost 100 bucks because the count got really good, and the dealer just kept fucking me in the ass. That's what happens. And then they don't have any good video poker there, but I played $75 bonus because if you got 4 of a kind, you got $20 extra. And although that may not make the game positive, it definitely makes it better. And I get more points there, hooray for that. And I didn't get a 4 of a kind. No $20 bonus. So that was it. So I went to Binion's downtown, and they had 9-7 double bonus and quarters. And they have double points up to 500. It's like, alright, fine. Could not find the 9-7 double bonus anywhere because they're moving shit around in there, and right now the best thing I could find was 9-6-5 double bonus probably, or like 7-5 jacks, or a bonus, or 8-5 jacks. Like, fuck that shit. So I found there's a blackjack machine. You can play up to 7 hands at once, up to 70 credits at once, whether it's quarters, halves, or dollars. And it gives you points like a video poker machine. But it lets you double on any 2 cards and lets you split up to 4 times. The only problem is, 1, the buttons aren't intuitive. You're invariably going to hit the wrong button, but that never happened. But it almost happened. Because the hit and the stand buttons are right next to each other. And it doesn't say hit, it says draw, because that's what video poker machines say. And so it's not, it confuses me, right? Maybe I should have used the test screen, but I didn't screw that up. But blackjacks pay even money. And that takes away, like, 3 or 4%, I think, of the house advantage. And now the thing is, if you play all 7 hands, you can count cards. Every individual hand, because you can see the cards in front of you. So sometimes, you know, maybe I should double down on this 11 with an ace showing, or maybe I shouldn't double down on this 10 with the 9 showing, because I know there's not a lot, or there's a lot, or maybe I should split, or I shouldn't split. So it's, you know, it provides an extra little wrinkle, but it wasn't enough, as I still lost 100 bucks doing that. Actually, I lost $87.50. And then I said, well, okay, I'll go play poker. And they had 2-4 limit. And I was like, oh, all right, fine. So here's 80 bucks. After like an hour and a half, I have like, after like an hour, I have a stack and a half. And then after about an hour and a half to 2 hours, I'm down to this much left. Down to like 5 chips. I get pocket jacks. I go all in for my last $2, and I hit a jack on the river to get jacks full, cracking aces and cracking 8 deuce in the big blind, which he had 8s full of 2s, but I had aces full of jacks. Somehow that worked. The flop was 8-8-2, and the turn was something, and then the river was a jack. So I had jacks full of 8s. He had 8s full of deuces, and she just had aces and 8s. And I only got like 12 bucks though, because I only had $2 as a side. I was in the main pot, but most of the action was in the side pot. So then I came roaring back. I got about 2/3 of my original stack back, and then that was it. So then it took another hour or so before I finally lost my money. I was all in again, and I won again. But then, like 2 hands later, I was done. And I had ace-3 of diamonds. The guy on my left had pocket kings. When I went all in with my last $2, he decided he would just call. And then he ended up getting kings on the river. No, he flopped 3 kings. I flopped 2 pair. The flop was ace-3 king. So the thing is even if I had more money at that point, I would have lost it. Because if I flopped 2 pair, top and bottom, and I don't think he has ace-king or aces or kings because he did not raise, and the flop is ace-king-3, the only thing I worry about is the flush because there were 4 diamonds on the river. But by then I was already all in anyway. So, I don't know. At any rate, that was it for me, and then it was his last hand too because his wife wanted to go to bed, so that left only 2 players. The game broke up. Bingham's Poker has a lot going for it because you get $2 an hour to play, not $1, and then every weekday, Monday through Friday, until 2 a.m. because their whole day starts at 2 a.m. They're different things. Like today's Monday. If you flop 4 of a kind, you get a $500 bonus on top of the high hand, which is anywhere from like $60 to $200 depending on what the 4 of a kind is of. And during Monday Night Football, which of course is over now, they pick a particular card, a rank of 13, and if you flop 4 of a kind in that one, I think you get a $1,000 bonus. And then Wednesday, that's the same $500 bonus. Tuesday, I think all 4 of a kinds are like you get $200 extra to what's on the screen. So they take a lot of money out of the pot for the jackpot, which is one of the reasons why the people kept busting out. Because I mean, they're taking away like $120 from that table every hour. If you figure they take $4 a hand, and it's only a 2-4 game. See, if you're playing like 10, 20, and you take $4 out of every hand, no one notices. But when you're playing a 2-4 game, you take $4 out of every hand, and that's one big bet. So you play 30 hands an hour, that's $120. But if you hit a jackpot, well, jackpot hand, that's pretty exciting, I guess, especially if you're not used to always playing 2-4. So I lost $167.50 there, and I was like, fuck that shit, I've lost enough, I'm coming home. So I came home and I fell asleep, and now you know all about it. That's all the time we have today. Visit us on the web at joelshitshow.com. Email joel@joelshitshow.com.